And now it's time for another episode of Super Mega Comic Action News at Midnight, CCL Pick of the Week!
Hey guys, this is Steve again, and I'm going to do my CCL Pick of the Week. As you guys know, CCL, or maybe you don't, I don't know if this is the first time you're watching the show. The CCL Pick of the Week is where I go buy a comic, I read it, and then I tell you whether or not you also should go buy it and read it, or collect it, or pass and go spend your money on something better spent, like a hamburger or something. So this week, the CCL Pick of the Week is the cross-publisher crossover, company crossover, I don't know what you call it these days. Anyway, it's Star Trek Green Lantern, the Spectrum War #1. It says it's the crossover event of 2015. Is it? We're going to find out today. Let me tell you what I think of this book. I love Star Trek, I love Green Lantern, but I'm not 100% sure how two properties that I love so much could have gotten so horribly wrong with this book. But that's what happens when DC's Green Lantern meets IDW Star Trek characters. And by the way, this is the Star Trek of the rebooted universe, and so far I believe this is the Green Lantern of the New 52, I think, but it's not going to matter anyway. Long story short, Ganthet from the Green Lantern universe escapes to the universe of Star Trek with a set of those pesky Green Lantern rings. You know, the ones that give the Green Lanterns the powers, the blue, the pinks, the oranges, whatever, the mauve, the teal rings that they all have. Anyway, he's being chased by a mysterious shadowy figure who claims to have killed Mogo. And I don't mean Mojo from Austin Powers. I mean Mogo, like the planet-sized Green Lantern. He says that he killed him, and Ganthet looks like he's next on his hit list, but he escapes and takes a set of those rings with him, and apparently goes over to the Star Trek universe. And when we get over there, we find that the Enterprise, you know, and all the guys on the whole crew there, Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Bones, all those guys, they're there exploring a dead rock-like world. And they're looking, when they go down, beam down to the planet, they find Ganthet's decomposed body there, and all those nice little rings that he brought with him. And then suddenly, you know, I guess there's some conversation going on about the rings. They take them back to the ship, they look over them and everything. Scotty's running tests on them. And then suddenly General Chang, Holy Undiscovered Country, Star Trek 6, Cry Havoc, Let's Slip the Dogs of War, General Chang, yeah, that one. He shows up because, you know, he hates Kirk's. That's what General Chang's in Star Trek, you know, that's what they do. He shows up, and then while Scotty's testing the rings activate themselves and immediately go out looking for hosts, and they hunt down some members of the crew as well as General Chang. I don't want to spoil everything for you because, you know, if you want to read it, if you like these characters, you should read it for yourself. But that's basically what happens, and then Hal Jordan shows up, and that's pretty much the end of the issue. I'm here to tell you that if you love Star Trek or if you love Green Lantern, you're going to love the fact that they're appearing in two books together. It's kind of like when Kirk and Picard show up on Star Trek, you kind of have to watch it. So because these two characters or franchises are so awesome, this is probably going to be a good book for you. I've been reading comics for 25 years, okay? You know, I know my age doesn't show it, but yeah, thanks. Anyway, I found this to be kind of a rudimentary read. I don't think anything that takes place in this crossover is going to matter. They're not going to make anything mythology out of here. Who knows? There may be a Green Lantern ring floating around in the Star Trek IDW universe at some point, but I don't think anything major is going to happen. Everything seems a little forced, right down to the fact that Hal Jordan shows up on the last page. Right? Artwork's pretty good. The coloring in this book is really nice. I think they missed the boat. They could have made this a 3D book and it would have been awesome. These are space characters, man. They've made 3D movies out of these guys. You should totally do that with this comic book. I think they missed the boat on that. They might have sold more of them. It's just a shame that the story reads and feels kind of straight-laced. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It's a story that's probably meant to be read in a collected format. So hey, so my opinion is, if you like Star Trek or you like Green Lantern, you want to see them in the same book, you should totally go out and buy this. Otherwise, I would pass on it unless you're going to find it in a dollar bin somewhere. But hey, don't take my word for it, man. I just read comics like you do, and everybody's got an opinion, right? You can buy this book or others just like them You can choose from hundreds of thousands of them on ComicCollectorLive.com. You can also read more of my comic reviews or write your own on ComicCollectorLive.com, your #1 site for researching, cataloging, and collecting your favorite comic books. So yeah, that's been my CCL Pick of the Week.
This has been another exciting episode of Super Mega Comic Action News at Midnight CCL Pick of the Week.